Good afternoon, welcome to the Midday Mull for Thursday, the 6th of May. Today we're reading Psalm 50, and in it God challenges the people of Israel, and he challenges us. He says in verse 8, I bring no charges against you concerning your sacrifices, or concerning your burnt offerings, which are ever before me. I have no need of a bull from your stall, or of goats from your pens, for every animal of the forest is mine, and the cattle on 1,000 hills. I know every bird in the mountains, and the insects in the fields are mine. If I were hungry, I would not tell you, for the world is mine, and all that is in it. And it's almost as though the people at the day had the idea that their sacrifices they were bringing to God, God depended on that. If they didn't bring the sacrifices, God was going to suffer. God would go hungry. God wouldn't be able to keep going. So they had to keep him going. And certainly it was the thinking of some of the other religions that you'd bring this food for God to enable God to keep living. God says, I don't need that from you. Everything in the world is mine. If I need something, I wouldn't tell you. I can provide for myself. And we sometimes think that God depends on us, and what I do for God is going to make all the difference. And if I don't do it, God's somehow going to be stymied or blocked from what he wants to do. And that's never the case. God is sovereign, and he can do everything. And the amazing thing for me is that despite that, God does use us. He chooses to use people like me in his work. Not because he has to, but because it's a loving thing to do. And he does it not because he needs it, but because I need it. And as I was thinking about this, I thought it's almost like if you've got small children and you're busy baking a cake and they come in to help you. My goodness, you let them help you, not because you need the help, but because they need to learn. And because it's an expression of love, and you engage with them. And you know that as you're doing it, I'd be finished already if it wasn't for the help I was receiving. But I appreciate the help because of the expression of love and the involvement of the children. And it's almost as though God's the same. He involves us and he uses us and he gets us to bring sacrifices and to bring these offerings, not because he's dependent on them, but because it's good for us. So know that what God asks us to do, he asks us to do not because he needs it, but because we need it. So as you read the scriptures, as you pray, as you spend time with him, know that God is graciously using that for our good and for his glory. So be encouraged to keep walking with God and keep meeting with him day by day.